Hello everyone, this is Vishali Pawar. Today I am here to explain the experiment number 9, that is design of a PWM circuit using a timer IC 555. So the simulation tool which I use here is the OrCAD. So the aim of this experiment is to execute the pulse width modulation using a timer IC 555. So the next is the theory. About the 555 timer IC. The timer IC 555 is one of the most widely used IC in electronics, and it's used in a various electronic circuit for a stable properties. It works a square waveform generated with a duty cycle varying from the 50% to 100% oscillator. It can also provide the time delay in a circuit. So the 555 IC names came from the fact that the three resistors are connected in a series together internally, producing a voltage divider network between the supply voltage pin 8 and the ground pin. Here you can see the three resistors connected. The voltage across the series resistor network hold the negative inverting input of the comparator to the 2/3 VCC, and the positive non-inverting input of the comparator is the 1/3 VCC. The two comparator produces the output voltage depending upon the voltage difference at their inputs, which is determined by the charging and discharging action of the externally connected RC network. The output for both the comparator can connect it to the input of the flip-flop, which is turn on and high-low levels output Q based on the states of the input. So here you can see the block diagram of the IC 555. There are 8 pins. Pin 1 is the ground, pin 2 is the trigger, pin 3 is the output, pin 4 is the reset, and the pin 5 is the control voltage, pin 6 is the threshold, and the pin 7 is the discharge, and the last pin 8 is the positive VCC supply. Here you can see the description of the pins. So next is the IC has the following operation modes. There are 3 modes. Stable, that is free running mode. Second is the monostable one shot mode. Third is the bistable flip-flop mode, and then schematic trigger inverter mode. In this we are using the monostable mode. In this mode the 555 actions as a one-shot pulse generator. Application includes timer, missing pulse detection, bounce free switch, touch switch, frequency divider, capacitance measurement, and a pulse width modulation, which we are designing. So next is the monostable 555 timer. Because we are using the monostable mode in this pulse width modulation, first we will understand about that. The operation of the output of the 555 timer monostable is exactly same as the transistorized multivibrator. The difference in the case of 2 transistor has been replaced by the 555 IC and a considered 555 timer below circuit. Here you can see this circuit of the monostable multivibrator. So the next is when the negative 0 pulse is applied to the trigger pin 2, the monostable configured as a 555 oscillator. The internally comparator 1 detects the input and set this flip-flop to high and changing the output from low state to high state. The action is turn off the discharge transistor connected to the 7, thereby removing the short circuit across the external timing capacitor C1. This allows the timing capacitor to start the charge up to the resistor R until the voltage across capacitor reaches to the threshold pin 6, that is the 2/3 of the VCC set up by the internal voltage divider network. At this point the comparator output goes high and the reset flip-flop back to the original state, which is in the turns on the transistor and the discharging capacitor to ground, that is pin 7. This causes the output to change state back to the original state and low value, awaiting another trigger pulses and the start timing process over again. This is before monostable multivibrator has only one stable state. Also here is the T formula 1.1 R1 C1. Next is about the pulse width modulation. The pulse width modulation of a pulse duration modulation is a method of reducing the average power delivered by the electrical signal by effectively chopping it into the discrete parts. The average value of the voltage and the current feed to the load of the control by turning the switch between the supply, load, and the fast rate. Here you can see the types of the pulse width modulation are possible, 1, 2, 3. So next is the circuit diagram of the pulse width modulation. So let us simulate this into the software. Go to the OrCAD software. Here I already made the circuit for PWM using a 555 IC. Here is the 555 IC of 8 pin. The pin 8 is the VCC. We are giving the 5 volt VDC to VCC pin. Pin 1 is the ground. Then we are taking the output from the 3 pin across the resistor, that is 1K. Second is the trigger pin. We are giving the trigger pulse to that pin. Fourth is the reset output, that we are giving the positive 5 volt VCC to that pin. The fifth is the control. that we are giving the control, that is modulating signal, that is V of is 3, V amplitude is 1.5 volt, frequency is the 40 hertz, AC is 0 to that pin. Next the threshold and the discharge pin we are shorting and giving them the RC network, that is R is 10K and C is 0.1 microfarad. So let us simulate this circuit. We are taking the output from here 1, we are showing the trigger pulse and also this capacitor voltage. So let us simulate this circuit. Run. Here is the schematic. You can see the output of 3, that is the capacitor voltage, trigger pulse and the output. So for the simplicity we can add a plot window to see the different waveforms in a different plot. So let us here add trace and add the trigger pulse. First we will add the red one, that is the threshold. So next we are add the trigger pulse. Here is the trigger. So next we are adding the output waveform, add trace and go to here and select the output pin. Here is the output. So let us delete this plot to see this. So here you can see the, for this to change the color, go to here, trace and change the color whichever you want. So change this according to the circuit diagram. So here this is blue, this is green and we are giving here is the red. So go to here, trace properties, give the color to see. Okay, here is the capacitor voltage and here is the trigger voltage and here is the output. So for showing this, go to here, axis setting, go to y axis, user defined and start this from 0 to see the perfect. So here you can see the perfect. So to see the modulating, add trace and modulating is the control voltage. Here is the modulating signal, here is the capacitor voltage, here is the trigger and here is the output of the PWM wave. So you can give the labels also by clicking here. So next is the here I already taken the output waveform. The yellow is the modulating signal, red one is the capacitor charging and discharging waveform, green one is the trigger waveform and the red one is the pulse width modulated wave, that is the output wave. So the conclusion for this, we have designed the pulse width modulation circuit using a timer IC 555. The required PWM wave was successfully obtained using a circuitry. The objective of this experiment was a direct application of the operating the timer IC monostable mode. Here is the application of the 555 IC PWM duty cycle oscillator lamp dimmer to provide an accurate time delay as a flip-flop element, digital probe and many more. So one of the more important application of PWM is the PWM is used for the DC motor speed control. So the PWM is a method to which we can generate the variable voltage by turning on and off the power that's going to the electronic devices at a fast rate. The average voltage is depend on the duty cycle of the signal or the amount of the time signal on a versa, that the amount of the time signal is off and a single period. So here you can see the pulse width modulation waves. So the 555 IC PWM generated the circuit. So I already explained this. So here is the 555 timer PWM DC motor speed control circuit. You can see here in this configuration the on time will be depend on the resistor R, the left side of the potentiometer and the capacitor C. The off time is depend on the capacitor C and the right side of the potentiometer. We can also notice that the configuration, the period of the one cycle, thus the frequency will always be same because the total resistance while charging discharging will be the same. So here you can see the usually the resistor R1 is much smaller than the resistor of the potentiometer. For example, 1K compared to the 100K of the potentiometer, in that the 99% control charging and discharging. So here you can see that the output of the 555 timer can sink or source the current 200 milliampere to the load. So if the motor that we want to control exceeds the rating, we need to use the transistor or a MOSFET to drive the motor. In example, use a TP-PI to 1-to-1 Darlington pair which can handle the current up to the 5 ampere. Here is the circuit of that. The output of the IC needs to be connected to the base of the transistor through the resistor. In many cases, they use the 1 kilo ohm resistor. For preventing any voltage spikes provide the motor, we need to use a flyback diode which can connect the parallel with the motor. So like this I performed the experiment number 9 successfully. Thank you.